Hello. Since last time, I've made some improvements to my Pong game. Uh, Simple improvements. I added a trail, and the trail gets longer as it bounces on the bat. And I did convert the ball to kind of an object, reusable object, so we can use it. It's got it somewhat of a state machine. It's not completely, but it's just slowly getting there. But that's what we got. And what I want to do is with that ball with the trail, I thought maybe I could build a matrix kind of screensaver with it. So balls falling from the top with the trail, kind of. Let's see if we can do that. I stopped playing around. Like five, playing around with the matrix, saying just randomly doing random text. But let's see if the ball thing will look better. Alright, so this is my first attempt, poor attempt of the matrix screensaver. But I have these couple of objects I created. They're pretty simple. The my point is just a object that holds the x and y coordinates, and then my object char is it holds the position and a character. So then I know what character to render. So this object will carry that information. And then my object by general, that one actually has the my point, and then it got a collection of it's yeah collection of my object char, so that we could render trail behind it. So as it initialize, I initialize it to the length of the trail that we want. Um, I just put a period for the character so that it would render that. Of course, I overrode it later to have random characters, but we can do either or. I do have this color thing that I put in there, and that's essentially changing the color on the index and circling back on that. It's just nothing special about that one. On the trail list or the collection, I'm kind of using it upside down, just removing render the top one and as empty, so it clears the last element or the top element, and then adds the new element on the bottom, and then it renders it. So all the code will be on GitHub as soon as I get this completed. So going back to my start of the matrix menu item, here I'm going to just start a simple while loop, and I'm going to create my object and say new my object. I'll just put it at 0, 0, 10, 10, and then go back here. I'm just going to draw, so it should draw on the screen, and then my object y, I'm going to increment it, and here, whoops, it's position that. So now if, well, thanks for the assist there, but that's exactly what I want to do. And I will break, and now if it gets, I'll do the safe here. So it should just do one column here. Let's see, 5. That was too fast, but that's fine. Let me go back and put a delay in there. Let's see. All it's going to do is slow it down, but kind of nice. Alright, so now we need a bunch of them. So I'll create a object list of those objects, and actually I want the width so that, you know, 80 characters or whatever the length of the screen is, and do that. And then I need to initialize it, so let's initialize it. I'm just gonna do oh, come on. Width. So my objects I dot position what am I doing? X, yeah, X equals I, yeah. So I'll do the same thing here as a loop. Actually, I could just do for each. For each. There you go. And then obj draw obj increment that. You want y to be incremented, and then can't break. That's actually, let's put y back to 0. Go back to the top. Go 0. And then yeah. There's no exiting this loop without breaking it, but that's fine. I just want C, and then we'll Control C to get out of the program. And exception index out of bound. So I thought this would create me that many objects, but we might have to actually create them. Alright, let's actually just create them. Let's do that. New object LB, yeah. Wow, don't like this. Sometimes it's helping too much. Alright, so it's doing the same thing. Now that should be alright. Let's do it this way. Yeah, should have known. So I have to add, let's do it. So this list only got let's comment that one on. Oh yeah. So that's wrong too. Alright, so we created the list, and then we are adding new objects to the list, and then we are iteration through the list. Okay. simple stuff, but sometimes it's falling, yeah. Kinda. Since they're all starting at the same position, it's alright. So alright, so we got it kinda sort of working. I'll reduce the sleep here. Now what we want to do is do a random and and I will do here, instead of starting at 0, I would do between 0 and 20 or something like that. Well, screen height is probably, well, let's do divide by 2. Alright, let's see. Now it should be random. There we go. Kinda. It's kinda sort of working, so. Alright. Control C to exit out. Alright, so let's get rid of the delay, but that would be probably a bad idea. Still, I mean, it's not ideal, but this will work. Actually, we could put multiple threads, so it'll speed up. But for now, we kind of got it working. So I'm gonna, let's see, let's increase the. We can actually do the trail different lengths too. Let's do the trail random 5 to 15. So different lengths. Actually, what we should do is longer. 25. It's probably gonna slow it down. This is not optimized code, but you know, I'm trying to play around, learn new things. This is how I'm doing it. It's pretty slow, but alright, so that's probably it for today. This video, I will work on some improvements for the next one. Alright, thanks. Bye.